there is a hidden benefit of being with your child 24/7 without help if you're a single mom, especially if you have to also work and handle everything. And the benefit is, there's a circuit breaker in our psyche, right? And in order not to go crazy, you figure things out. You figure out, how do I still do things for myself with my child next to me? How do I blend our lives in the best possible way? Because, one of the reasons for parenting frustration is that we create this artificial little world for our child. The way we talk to them is artificial. The way we try to accommodate their schedules, like we become these servants, a lot of us, right? And this is kind of what the culture dictates in a lot of ways. And then this is impossible to keep up, especially when you're a single parent and a solo provider. So then you suddenly understand that, no, this has to be more organic. This has to be real. We have to communicate in a real way. I have to be able to tell him, Mommy needs help. He has to learn to understand that. And while the toughest part, I hope, is behind us, because the toughest part was when there was no communication, and my son is delayed in speech and some other things as well. So it was very difficult. And one of the most important things I've done for us was to focus on learning concepts. And I will talk about those specific concepts in my other videos, and I'll break down how I did it. But for example, what is time? It's a concept. It's not a tangible thing. It's not something you can show, right? So it's a concept, and it's so important to teach that concept, and overall to teach conceptual type thinking for your children. And because with time comes the concept of weight, and how we can teach weight. Let's count to 5, let's count to 20, and this is how we teach weight. With time, by the way, one of the great ways to do it is to do visual timers. Either a sand clock that shows us the time runs out. You need to figure out a way to show it. How does time run out, right? And give heads up for things. Okay, in 2 minutes, when this comes, this arrow hits here, or when this thing finishes, we have to go, or things like that. And that works great with them, because a lot of the reasons why kids get frustrated, why toddlers get frustrated, is because they feel like they're yanked out of what they're doing all the freaking time. They're disregarded. Think of how horrible it is to be in a toddler's body. Like, you're disregarded. You're not truly respected. You may be loved, but to be truly respected, I make it a point to myself to grow enormous respect for my child in moments when it's tough. Because that gives me a different lens, a lens that can calm my frustrations, right? Because you were not perfect, and obviously we get frustrated with our kids just as much as they get frustrated with us. So some of the other concepts are my turn, your turn. It's important to take turns. Actually, the way we did this one is I do the dishes. I put his little step-up stool that he stands next to me, and he plays with the water. So I do Mommy's turn, Danny's turn, Mommy's turn, my turn, your turn, and we sing a song, my turn, your turn, and he gets it now. So now I do my turn, your turn, and he gets it. And same with the kids. If there's, I'll say it's someone else's turn, right? Now it's Danny's turn. So this works amazing. And some other concepts, I can't think right now because I'm driving. I'm a little bit more focused here, but I'll go over some other concepts. But basically, it's just so important to get into this mindset of understanding where they're coming from, and also understanding that, guys, don't create this artificial environment for you and your child. Like, for example, I go to my dance classes. I don't have a nanny. I go to a dance class. I take a little pop-up playpen that folds and unfolds, and I put it on the dance floor, and he sits, and that's his Miss Rachel time. And he knows that, and we kind of have a deal, an unspoken deal about that, and he's happy with that. So there are ways to work with your toddler, but it needs to be real. It needs to be a real relationship. It needs to be about respect. It needs to be about understanding each other, about compassion, and about creating cool workarounds around lack of certain quality of communication due to age and due to certain understandings. I hope it works, and if you like this kind of content, subscribe, and I'll post a lot more, especially regarding specific concepts that I'm talking about.